Picture a packed church lobby on a major Sunday like Easter or Mother's Day. Hundreds of people are moving fast, catching up with friends and heading to their seats. But in the middle of that rush, someone is standing perfectly still, trying to figure out where they fit in. This gap between showing up and actually connecting has always existed. Even after Saul encountered Jesus, he arrived in Jerusalem completely isolated. The disciples were afraid of him, and he needed a guide. That person was Barnabas, who took an interest in Saul and personally introduced him to the apostles. Barnabas became a bridge. On our busiest days, that is exactly what a church needs. Excellent preaching, warm hospitality, and flawless logistics provide the environment, but they cannot automatically help a hesitant guest cross the gap from passing interest into genuine belonging. To close that gap, we use a simple action plan. It is called the STEP framework, and it provides 4 sequential instructions to guide a single guest from the outer edge of the room straight into the life of the community. Large event Sundays achieve their purpose when individual guests find a specific way forward. Without bridge builders, these events remain high-attendance moments rather than catalysts for community growth. Your job as a bridge builder begins the moment you enter the lobby. Instead of drifting toward the friends you already know, you must shift your mindset and actively observe the room. This brings us to the S in our framework: see them. You are looking for the behavioral cues of an unconnected guest. Watch for the person standing alone, glancing uncertainly at a directional sign, or hovering near the edges, trying to figure out how to navigate the space. You must guard against the bystander effect. It is easy to assume that because someone attended a service once, they are automatically plugged in. If you assume someone else is taking care of them, they will likely slip through the cracks. You have successfully completed this first phase when you can point to one specific, individual person as your focus for the morning. Once you have your focus, move to T, touch base. This is where you transition from observing from afar to making a personal, low-pressure introduction. This can be a brief conversation immediately after the service concludes. Or, if you connected with a returning guest, it might be a quick, direct text message sent within 24 hours to let them know you appreciated seeing them. Keep this initial contact straightforward. You do not need to solve every problem in their life or launch into a heavy theological discussion. The interaction should be light, warm, and welcoming. By simply walking over and making an introduction, you establish trust. You prove to the guest that they are a priority who is personally seen by the church rather than a number being processed by an event. With that initial trust established, the conversation naturally shifts toward the future, presenting an opportunity to extend an invitation. We call this the E phase, escort one next step. Your goal is to identify a realistic, manageable action that helps the newcomer connect a bit deeper into the community. A common error here is the overwhelm mistake. If you immediately tell a guest about Sunday school, 3 different small groups, volunteer opportunities, and the youth program, it creates anxiety. When presented with too many options, most people freeze and choose none of them. This logic model shows the alternative. The chaotic web on the left creates gridlock. The clean path on the right represents a single, focused invitation, like asking them to sit with you next Sunday. You succeed when you secure a clear verbal agreement and the guest understands the exact singular action they need to take next. By restricting the invitation to one concrete escorted step, you remove decision fatigue. The guest knows exactly what to do and who they will see, making them statistically much more likely to return. The physical interaction might be over as the guest leaves, but the process requires one final piece of administrative follow-through behind the scenes. This is the P phase, pass a report back. If the interaction went smoothly and you helped them take a step, you pass back a praise report. If the situation is complicated or the person is burdened, you pass back a prayer request. If you keep this information to yourself, it creates an information black hole. The guest drops entirely off the pastoral radar, and the church loses the ability to support them. To be clear, passing a report is not an excuse for gossip. It is a tool for loving, intentional coordination, ensuring that leadership knows exactly how to care for the individual. By executing these 4 actions, you have successfully built a bridge, guiding a guest securely across the gap from passing interest to true belonging. We can visualize this process using a flowchart checklist. Before your next big day, every ministry leader and volunteer must be able to answer these 4 questions. Step 1. Who am I seeing? Step 2. How will I touch base? Step 3. What next step will I escort? And Step 4. What praise report or prayer request will I pass back? Save this exact checklist. As you approach the next series launch, Easter, or baptism service, review these 4 questions and mentally prepare to step into your role. Sustainable church growth happens when believers look to the edges of the room, notice the forgotten, and walk alongside them.